Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. They just dropped the trailer for Men in Black 4 or Men in Black International. I'm going to be breaking down the trailer for you guys, giving you details on things you might have missed, possible Easter eggs to previous Men in Black movies. So if you haven't watched the trailer, guys, I recommend you go ahead and watch it because I'll be cutting and pausing in between, so it'll be kind of annoying if this is your first time. But without further ado, let's go ahead and break down that trailer for Men in Black International.
Always remember, the universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be at the moment you're supposed to be there.
Let's do this.
It took me 20 years to find you. How many people can say that?
So with this first 30 seconds of the trailer, we can see why they're calling it Men in Black International. It's going to take place in a bunch of different countries and different cities. We open up on a shot with Paris, France, which is most likely where Chris Hemsworth and Liam Neeson are doing their mission right now. But then we get a cutaway to New York, which looks like the Brooklyn Bridge, and you can see the Empire State Building in the background. And then little shots of Tessa Thompson, who's going to be playing the sort of Will Smith of this movie. And from her tone saying that I found you guys after 20 years, how many people can say that? It looks like she's trying to force her way into the Academy of the Men in Black. And it'll be interesting to know why she's not recruited into the American version, because from the looks and the plot details that we've gotten so far of this movie, we're going to be mainly following the Men in Black internationally, the one that takes place in London.
You are the best kept secret in the universe. And I found you.
Which makes me perfect for this job. You really think a black suit is going to solve all your problems?
No, but looks damn good on you.
Alright, so with those next couple shots, it gives us some big details that we weren't quite sure about this reboot. Now, they were specific to call it a reboot, so does that mean they were getting rid of all the stuff that happened with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones in those movies? Well, with this shot in the trailer and these two paintings, it confirms that it takes place in the exact same universe of Will Smith's Men in Black movie. You can see the picture frame on the right is actually from the first Men in Black movie where they were fighting that giant roach. That's Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. Now, the picture on the left is not from a previous film that we've seen. This is most likely Chris Hemsworth and Liam Neeson. Looks like they were fighting some alien creature and a beam was shooting out of the Eiffel Tower. I'm guessing these were the two biggest importance in Men in Black history where they saved the world. So we know the backstory for the Men in Black one, and it's kind of cool to see that Will Smith is somewhere out there and maybe he might cameo, maybe he will show up. We don't know yet, but I have to believe there's a reason they made it a reboot, kept the continuity. Maybe for future installments, if this goes good, we can see a team up with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, snap!
We are a rumor. Recognizable only as deja vu and dismissed just as quickly. Time to prove yourself, Agent M. We may have a problem in London.
Welcome to MIB. You will be with Agent H, one of the best ever to wear this suit.
And with that music playing in the background, we're getting a vibe of what they're going with, sort of a fun action film, and I think that's pretty cool. One thing I also like is they're keeping the look of the guns, the outfits, all pretty similar from the previous Men in Black movies. I like that they're keeping that atmosphere and just further confirms that this takes place in the same universe. Another thing I'm going to mention here that I don't want to start up some crazy rumors or sound like a racist, but she seems like she was really happy to be finally putting on the suit and be involved in the Men in Black. This leads me to believe that maybe she has a connection. Maybe she has a past family member who worked in the Men in Black, and just because of her skin color, I don't want to compare her to Will Smith and say that's her daughter. And if they do that, I think it'll be too obvious throughout the movie, and maybe she's trying to solve the mystery of what happened to her father, and maybe that'll be the connection to Will Smith. I don't think that'll be the case, but I do happen to believe that someone in her family was probably involved in the Men in Black, and that's why she was desperate to find them and finally be a part of them. It's also cool to see right here the Universal Airport where all the aliens come in and out. Another group of familiar aliens are these little guys. They're called annelids, or you can just call them worm guys for short. You might remember them from smoking and being roughhousers in the old Men in Black movies. I think it's kind of cool that they hinted at them and put them in a little Easter egg in this trailer, but I don't think they'll be a big part of the movie like they were in the past films.
Catching up on my daily meditation. Time for lunch, I think. You hungry?
It's 9:30.
Perfect. Tuesday's taco day.
We've been compromised. It puts every citizen of this planet at risk.
Side view mirror.
And that's pretty cool that they got the director from Fate of the Furious to come in. I mean, you have to remember he also did Straight Outta Compton. So to me, this guy is capable of making an amazing film, and Fate of the Furious was pretty entertaining to me. So he's got the ability to take a serious story and make it entertaining, and that's what you kind of get with this trailer, with that music in the background, but not every character is making a joke every 10 seconds like the Hellboy trailer. This is how you set a good tone, that it's fun, it's light, but it's still action-packed, and the stakes are pretty high. I'm also loving all the hidden gadgets and stuff in this Men in Black world, how the car is basically holding in all these weapons and all the different car parts turn into the gun. Looks like these two guys are going to be the baddies of the movie, but honestly, I feel like these guys are henchmen, like they're on the search for something for a bigger baddie later in the movie.
If we could all just look right here.
Just try.
It's gonna be fun. We'll have fun with it.
There should be a big red button around here somewhere.
Found it.
We are the Men in Black.
And of course, we got the little device that erases people's memory. That's kind of cool and a given that this would be in the film. And just more shots of them going all over the world to stop whatever's happening in this film. I think that's pretty cool that we get to see. Because in like going in other countries is also like going to different planets. Maybe aliens prefer being in different cities and countries compared to others. So that'll be kind of cool to see the aliens that we get throughout each country. This little alien guy right here, I'm not sure his name, but he is being voiced by comedian Kumail Nanjiani. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Which is a very funny guy, and I think he'll do a good job with this little creature. I have to admit, so far in the trailer, we're not getting a whole lot of aliens for a movie revolving around people who stop aliens. To me, it looks more like people, and that'll be aliens inside them like we get towards the end of the trailer. And I mean, this film really loves putting in their references from past Men in Black movies, because they went ahead and also added that little gag from the first Men in Black movie about touching the red button in the car. I think that's pretty funny, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of that kind of stuff in the film.
Looks like the tables have turned.
That was an incredible catch.
And with that last little stinger, we get to see Chris Hemsworth fighting off one of these aliens. I will say, I'm not loving the CGI, but they can fix that up by the time the movie comes out. I always love the Men in Black movies because they use practical effects, at least for most of their aliens. Most of their aliens were done through prosthetics, makeup, and then the difficult aliens were done through CGI, like a giant cockroach. But so far to me, this trailer has sold me. I want to see this movie. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's the right balance of comedy, action, and it looks like fun. Let me know what you guys thought about this Men in Black trailer if you got around to see it. Are you liking it? Are you not happy with it? Do you think Will Smith will make a cameo? Why else would they make it Men in Black 4 instead of just a reboot and changing it completely? Then again, this is Sony, and they had really bad luck when they rebooted Ghostbusters and turned it into a reboot without keeping the other stuff in continuity. So maybe they've learned their lesson and are just moving forward with the way fans would like. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3CFilmReview. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.